Hey babes, I have some amazing sales available on my coaching and courses for Black Friday weekend, and I'm super excited to share these amazing discounts with you. This is a rare opportunity, so go to nodietbabe.com/Black Friday to check out how many amazing things you can do. Go to nodietbabe.com/Black Friday right now, babe, so you don't miss out on these amazing sales on coaching and courses with No Diet Babe. Welcome to the Manifesting Doll podcast. I'm Barbara Orban from No Diet Babe. I'm a spiritual mindset coach and weight loss expert. If you are a spiritual babe wanting to up-level your life around your body, health, wellness, spirituality, law of attraction and manifestation, then this is the podcast for you. I'm here to give you the tools, teachings, and strategies to manifest the body and life of your dreams. As spiritual babes, we know to focus on love as opposed to fear. So get ready to learn how to implement spiritual teachings to weight loss, wellness, and your daily life, coming from a place of love and abundance. This is a celebration of how we can shift our inner perception of ourselves and watch our outer selves shift. You can become the best version of yourself, and I'm here to help. So let's get started. Hey babes, welcome to the Manifesting Doll podcast. I'm Barbara Orban from nodietbabe.com, and welcome to today's episode. I'm so excited to be recording this episode, you guys, because I know that it's been such a long time again, and it's been such a long time between episodes. So I just really want to update you on where I'm at, what 2020 has taught me, because this year has been a year of massive growth for me. And as I'm sure for all of you listening out there, all of us have had moments in 2020 that have been very difficult. As I've spoken about in previous episodes, like we've had one of the longest lockdowns in the world here in Melbourne, Victoria, and it has taught me so much about myself. And what I want to talk about today is when the work isn't working. And I want to talk about the work that you've been doing around manifestation, and when you just feel like nothing's working out for you. You get frustrated. You're like, I've been doing all this work. Nothing's happening. Am I doing this right? How do I do this? There must be something that I'm missing. I feel worse. Am I going backwards? Etc., etc. So I want to talk about that today. And this can be implemented, this can be applied to any area of life, whether it's weight loss, whether it's business and money, your relationships, because I've really been working at manifestation in all areas of life. And that's really what I'm going to talk more about today, because actually they all tie in together. And that's something that I noticed in all aspects of when I've had my ups and downs of like growth periods, like the real growth periods when I go really down and then up again. I've really noticed that everything comes to the surface, like all the different areas of life and learning lessons in each area of your life start coming up. So let's say, that you've been trying to lose weight, for example, and you notice that it's part of it is linked into business. Part of it is linked into money, your career, like your career choices. Part of it, something to do with your confidence might be holding you back. Oh, if only I had more confidence, then I would speak up in some business seminar or some meeting. I would say how I feel, but so-and-so is more confident than me. They're going to get the promotion, or they're just more attractive than me, so that's why they're so successful. Our brain starts making all these stories about why why we can't achieve what we want to achieve, or why we haven't met the partner. And so often the brain, when you've got this history of disordered eating patterns, or you've been really hyper focused on your weight for many, many years, and it's been a central focus of your mind, for the women and men out there who are yo-yo dieters, who are really focused on their body image, they will often be connecting these, they'll have these stories that their brain says, like, it's because of my weight. So people like me because of my weight, or I attract a partner because of my weight, or I get the promotion because of my weight, right? And then they say, well, then if I want these things in life, if I want the soulmate, if I want the promotion, if I want the dream job, if I want to start a business and succeed, then I need to lose weight, because then people will love me. And if I can maintain that weight, no one will ever abandon me. I will be loved, I will be accepted, I will be safe, right? And that's what our brains then develop, this like healing fantasy of like, when I lose weight, then I'll be happy. When I lose weight, then somebody will love me. When I lose weight, I'll get more money, I'll have the promotion, etc., etc., etc. And you create this idealistic, like perfectionistic view of like, when I lose weight, I will be happy, my life will be perfect. And you just then create this identity of, in order to get there, like in order to lose that weight, I have to eat perfect, I have to work out. And you just have this image, because also the problem here is with Instagram and social media and lots of the weight loss industry and dieting information out there, it is telling you that you have to eat perfect. It is telling you to fear and shame yourself for eating unhealthy or having the occasional bad food, and saying, you know, there's good foods and there's bad foods, there's fattening foods, there's slimming foods. It is gearing us towards that type of energy and adopting those types of mindsets in relationship to food. So I can certainly see how I used to be like that, and why majority of people that I work with are coming to me like that. So yeah, it's really important to recognize that you can apply this type of stuff to all areas of your life, and it's actually really eye-opening when you see that. But here's the thing, this is what I want you to know if you're struggling, or if you're in that place of, like I was saying, nothing's happening, how do I do this, am I doing it right, I feel worse, am I going backwards, etc., etc. If you feel that way, first of all, just know that it's okay. I've been there, other people have been there, everybody's been there. And this isn't like a quick fix. You don't just go, oh my God, like I want to manifest my dream life and not expect not to go through any negative emotions or tough, messy periods. Growth is messy, and it's often when you make the biggest changes in your life and you grow the most are likely the times that you feel the worst in the beginning. So if you go through periods where you are like, my life is falling apart, I feel worse, maybe you're even gaining weight before you lose it. If you're trying to overcome emotional eating, you've been working with your relationship to food, and you're telling me, oh my God, I'm gaining, I feel worse, etc., etc. Just know that doesn't mean that you're not going to get to the outcome that you desire. You can still get to the outcome you desire. For example, you can apply it to everything, right? You have to go through series of lessons and what might look like failures, right, in order to grow. And it's all about your perception of it. It's all about how you go about seeing those moments out. Because a lot of the time when people are, for example, with weight loss, you will have a moment where you stray from your meal plan or whatever. or you gain a little bit of weight, and your brain just wants to throw everything away and give up because your fear of failure says it's not safe to try. If I fail, it's not safe to try. But in order to succeed at something, you actually have to come to terms with failure and change your perspective of it. And instead of seeing it as failure, and then you have to stop and start every single time you have that situation come up, you have to shift that to, hold on a second, this is a lesson, and how can I view this from that lens of what's the lesson I need to learn here to propel me forward. You will notice that you collapse time when you start to change the way that you see, for example, your dieting journey, your weight loss journey. If you start to see things differently, you start to see them as lessons and what can I learn from this, rather than, oh my God, I screwed up, now I need to stop and then I need to start again. Okay, that's probably one of the biggest things that's prolonging your journey. The other thing that's happening here is that maybe you have a lot of knowledge. Maybe you have a lot of knowledge and you know how to do things. Maybe you've done so much work around weight loss manifestation. Maybe you're one of those people that has been listening to the podcast and you really have done a lot of work. You've done like the courses, etc. But you're like, I'm still not losing any weight. I'm still not losing any weight. And then it's like, well, first of all, there's knowledge, and then there's actually being conscious and having embodied and implemented it in your life. And I get it. I honestly get it. It is so frustrating when you feel like you know so much. You are at the point where you know so much about your weight, like, let's, obviously talking about weight loss manifestation here. But I remember going through this. I was like at my heaviest weight when I knew the most about this work that I've been teaching you guys. And I remember being there. I remember I was at an Ashy Bynes seminar for like fitness and health, and felt just like a loser. I was at my heaviest and I was like, I want so badly to be able to implement this work that I know. Why haven't I figured it out yet? I've done so much work on myself. Why hasn't it clicked for me yet? And I mean, I can't tell you that it was just like this one thing. I think that the answer of knowing when your subconscious is just going to click, I can't tell you. Like, I can't tell you. There's no like time frame where I'll say, if you do the work for this many weeks, you are guaranteed to have it click. But I know that if you don't give up and you keep going, it will click. Because I remember feeling like it was never going to click, and it clicked. It did click. And it doesn't all sometimes just click at once. Like, you will just have these moments where you feel such a shift and you can feel that something has clicked. And it's important to really give credit to these moments because they add up. They compound and gain momentum in where you're headed, right? They do add up. And I've noticed these moments in relationship manifestations, in my journey around manifesting different relationships, like not just like my journey to manifest a soulmate relationship, but also friendship relationships. I've been doing the work around all areas of relationship manifestation, right? Because I'll get to that in a moment, but it is tied into my journey around food and weight a lot. And it comes up a lot with clients as well, their relationships, okay? So that's something for me to talk about as well. But one of the things that has been coming up for me around that journey around relationships and that mindset of like nothing happening, what do I do? Like, how do I know so much? How have I really committed to this work and nothing's like really coming into fruition the way I want it to? And it's like, well, because a lot of it was still unconscious. So there's a part of you that knows what to do, but then there's things that are you're still unconscious to what you're doing, right? And it really... Hey babes, I have some amazing sales available on my coaching and courses for Black Friday weekend, and I'm super excited to share these amazing discounts with you. This is a rare opportunity, so go to nodietbabe.com/Black Friday to check out how many amazing things you can do. Go to nodietbabe.com/Black Friday right now, babe, so you don't miss out on these amazing sales on coaching and courses with No Diet Babe. It changed for me when I started to work with different coaches. So this year, 2020, I've really dedicated myself to the relationship coaching, because prior to this, I was really just investing in business coaching, money coaching. Whereas this year, I've really invested into relationship coaching. And it's been not just about a soulmate relationship, like I said, although I am learning to overcome blocks in that area. And it all kind of overlaps, right? But it's really been in all areas of life where I realize that there were certain things that I knew, but I wasn't conscious, where I was practicing the very thing that I thought I knew. I was practicing the opposite of what I thought I was doing. I couldn't see the ways in which I was still not being a vibrational match to what I want. And perhaps there's still things for me to work on. Right? I know there are more things for me to work on, but I can see so much how I've grown this year so much because I've really focused my energy and attention on receiving private coaching in that area. And it just really changes it for you, because maybe you've done a lot of work around reading books, you've done some courses, and you're like, oh, okay, I've been healing my relationship to food, etc., but I'm not seeing results. Well, maybe you need someone else to bring to light what you can't see, because it's always going to be difficult when we're trying to figure it all out on our own. And having that other person, like, oh my goodness, like investing in a relationship coach was the best thing, because it was hard, like it triggered me a lot, and I didn't want, there's, that part of you, that the ego that doesn't want to hear things that, when you come into, like, you're consciously aware of things that you're like, oh my God, I didn't see that before. It can be hard to come to terms with that. For example, I've coached clients before, and it can be hard to come to terms with that they're quite obsessed with food or weight, or their relationship to food is quite disordered, or they've been putting their bodies through absolute hell just for this, striving for this number on the scale, right? That can be hard to come face to face with. And, we can judge ourselves, and that's all okay. It's honestly, I've judged myself very harshly at times. I've felt that shame. I've felt those negative emotions. I've felt like nothing was working, but it's all part of the journey. Growth is messy. Growth is so messy, and it's not all like flowery, positive thinking like sometimes we're made to believe that it has to be. Of course you're going to be happier when you come out of it. Like, of course. Like, the way I experience food and weight now, and looking back and seeing the tough times that I had to go through in order to get here, it's fucking worth it, right? But do not feel bad if you feel like you're going backwards, or you feel like nothing's happening, or how do I do this? Am I doing this right? Am I just a loser that can never do this? Or like, your ego will come up with all sorts of shit, right? But none of it is true. Like, all of us have experienced that, yeah? We are all going through the same thing, essentially, where when we're committed to the work, when we're committed to growth, we are going to experience uncomfortable situations. Growth is uncomfortable, right? So that's okay. It's part of it. And that's what I actually teach as well in my courses, is how to manage those periods with your emotions, how to manage your emotions. Because a lot of weight issues is connected to suppression of emotions. And like I said, connection with others before, how I was saying, okay, I'm going to tie this in now, but like I was saying, as I've been doing this work this year about relationships, I see so much, and I know with other clients and women, a lot of the reason why you have created a struggle with your weight is secondary to your insecurities in relationships. And I don't just mean a significant other. I mean your ability to connect with others. Because you would have experienced all these things like fear of abandonment, going through periods of rejection, having periods where you're self-conscious and insecure, like, do they like me? Am I a good person to be around? Etc., etc. And the way you relate to others all throughout your life, you've had situations, right? You've had trauma. Okay, all of us have had some trauma around connecting with others, and all of us have these issues throughout childhood around connecting with others. And then at some point, you created this secondary issue of weight so that you could focus on that as the problem rather than the actual problems in your life around connecting with others. So your nervous system might be like, okay, when I connect with others, when I get close to others, that's not safe. I get hurt. So then the brain can create this weight issue to make you feel like it's less of an issue. Like it's easier for you to be like, well, it's because I need to lose weight that I haven't met my soulmate, rather than it's because I have deep issues with connecting with others. Like, do you get what I mean? So I can see how when I was a teenager, I had social anxiety. At ages 15 and 16, I had a lot of social anxiety. And instead of recognizing that and dealing with the self-esteem issues, I developed eating disorders because I thought, if I can control my body weight, I can control how others perceive me and therefore control their approval of me and be accepted and loved, right? And it's not like I knew that at the time. I only see that now looking back. And a lot of you will not see that. If you desire to lose weight and you're like, I just want to lose weight, I just want to feel better about myself, my clothes are too tight, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get that. And it's all valid and it's all it's all allowed, right? You're allowed to want that. You're allowed to want to lose weight. You're allowed to want to fit in the clothes that you desire to fit into. But what I need to say is that your constant obsession with finding the answer through nutrition and how much exercise do I do, and that is the one singular thing that's going to get me there, it's not gotten you there. It has not gotten you there thus far, and it didn't get me there. I had to realize that the whole reason, I had to pinpoint it and go, a whole reason I created this weight issue was because of other things. And when I saw that and I started to work on the other things whilst simultaneously healing the dieting trauma, healing that poor relationship to food, healing the poor body image, actually finding my true self, working at that, that's when the weight issue was no longer there. And if there was any strategy involved, which there usually is, it was easy and there was no, it it just wasn't this yo-yo of up and down craziness that I see people go through, right? So that's the thing, right? Because if you're like, oh my God, like this isn't working, like what am I doing? There's a multitude of things that it could be. But just trust and know that you are getting all the different pieces of your journey, that your success is inevitable. You're always going to overcome and reach your desired outcome, always. As long as you keep going and training yourself to have that belief system is what's going to get you there as well, right? So that's the thing, right? Don't fear failure. Embrace it. Embrace the lessons. Embrace the fact that there's ups and downs. There's going to be periods, and sometimes you will look back. You will look back and have incredible gratitude for the toughest times. I know I have, because those are the times where I've grown the most. And if you're in the midst of it and you're like, it's been a few months or it's been a few years and I still haven't achieved my desired outcome, it's like, yeah, well, we can't like put all this pressure on the timeline, especially with weight loss. Like, it pisses me off when people are advertising quick weight loss because they are not healing the reasons why people get there in the first place. And then when you gain the weight back, you constantly blame yourself. That you don't have enough discipline, that you're too lazy, that you're just not motivated enough, that other people are better than you. And none of that is true. None of that is actually true. The people who don't struggle with their weight and have struggles emotionally and have gone through the stuff that we have gone through won't get it. So why do we take advice from those people? Like for me, I'm a very feminine inclined woman, and a lot of the diets out there and the way that people talk about discipline is just way too masculine for me, and it triggers the fuck out of me. And I realize now I don't have to agree with all their opinions. If somebody comes at me with their advice on what's the right way to lose weight, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I totally don't agree with that. Like, I'm very intuitive, I'm very feeling based. And when I used to try those methods, I would end up binge eating. I would end up binge eating so much. And I realized like I had to do it the way that felt right for me, which was more feminine and flowy and intuitive. And it still is. And it always will be, because I know that I can't force myself into the box of lots of weight loss strategies out there or ways of eating out there, right? So that's really important for you to consider as well, is that you have to figure out your right way of doing things. And it might not even be the way that I teach, but you will take sections of what I teach and apply it and make it your own. Right? So anyway, I hope that makes sense. But the other thing I wanted to tell you guys was that Emerge, I'm actually launching Emerge again right now. There are 4 more spots available. It is a group coaching container this time around. Okay, so you get 3 group coaching calls and 6 weeks of Voxer support. Now, Voxer support is a app that's voice messaging and text messaging in a group coaching environment. You get access to me and the other women in the group for the 6 weeks, and it's a container of healing. It's a container of growth. We do inner child work. We do work around emotional eating. We do work around strategies for weight loss. We do healing of your relationship to food, healing of obsession, healing of body image, everything that's going to set you up to manifesting your desired weight. Women who have been in this container, I have had women come back to me a few months later saying they've lost 16 pounds, I've lost 20 pounds, I've lost 30 pounds, and it's happened easily. Okay, this This container is about showing you that you don't have to eat perfect, that you don't have to feel deprived. You don't have to put your whole life on hold. You don't have to sacrifice and suffer in order to get to your ideal weight and stay there. Okay? And so I'm super excited. We start in December, like the first week of December. So go to nodietbabe.com/emerge. You only have a few more days to join. And also stay tuned on my Instagram stories at nodietbabe, because I am going to be announcing some amazing Black Friday sales through to Cyber Monday. So I'm really excited to give you guys some discounts on my courses. I'm super excited. And also, I would love for you to screenshot this episode and tag me if you're listening today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you loved this episode, I'd love for you to leave me an iTunes review. Don't forget to follow this podcast for more uplifting teachings to come. For more tips, inspiration, and teachings, come follow me on Instagram at nodietbabe, or check out my website, nodietbabe.com. Until I see you next time, babes, lots of love.